Battery in the eye cup. Cool. Did not realize it came with an eye cup. Oh shit. Nice. Oh. She like threw in a little disposable camera too. The handle. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, so as you just saw, I got done. I just got this thing in the mail, unboxed it, did all that good stuff. I put a test roll through it just the other day, and right now we've driven into Union, South Carolina. I'm getting ready to start working on a new project, as I mentioned in the last video. Can't quite start on it just yet. I kind of just want to warm up to it and get back in the mind frame of shooting this kind of stuff, so I decided to drive down the road to Union and kind of reacquaint myself with this camera as well. I've got the right hand grip on this one this go round. It feels a whole lot better than the last one, so that's nice. Here's hoping that I like it, because I'm stuck with it at least for the next 4 months. I've got some expired Portra 160VC loaded up in it now, and we're just gonna walk around and make some pictures. And Hillary's filming, so that's cool. And I'm wearing the best fucking t-shirt ever.
My eyebrows feel sticky.
Just a little more.
Got it.
Fucking yeah.
Light's hitting that real pretty.
Little hawk up in the sky.
Big old little hawk. You can't see it in the photo. Oh.
On my last shot of this roll already.
Zach, you need some gator nuggets? Do you need some gator nuggets? That is cute as shit. Don't get squished.
If I get squished, they were definitely trying to squish. So I just finished up that roll of 160 VC. Went through that way quicker than I expected to. But luckily, I brought a ton of film with me, and I'm gonna load up some fresh Portra 400 now. Just gonna keep shooting and having a good time.
I'm being cute as hell.
And if anyone knows a good trick on how the fuck to load film into a Pentax 6.7, please let me know, because this thing is a pain in the ass.
Don't get squished.
It's like all the colors.
They're good. Cute.
What's going on, guys? Zach Parks here, and thanks for tuning back in for another video. As I mentioned last week, and as you've already seen, I sold the trusty old Mamiya RB67, and I got this beautiful Pentax 6.7 here. So I think my issue with the camera the last time is I didn't have the MLU, so I didn't have the mirror lockup, and that was a big thing for me because I do tend to shoot at slower shutter speeds somewhat often. This one again has the 92.8, which is the exact same lens that I had on the previous Pentax 6.7, and I did invest in a 3D printed right hand grip this time, and holy shit, it makes a world of a difference when handling this camera. So one of the first things I did was we headed to Union. I had quite a few rolls on me, but I shot that roll of 160VC and the roll of Portra 400, and I am super happy with how the images turned out, man. Yeah, after having the 65mm lens on the RB for so long, I was a little worried that I wasn't going to be able to frame anything with the 90. It seemed a little too tight. But I don't know. I think it worked out pretty well. I will definitely be getting a wider lens for this, probably the 55 or something like that. I think the 75 wouldn't be a huge difference compared to the 90 here. So I think the 55 would be a nice addition to this kit. But yeah, I am pretty pleased with those photos. As I mentioned in last week's video, I've been switching things up. I'm getting new equipment. I'm just switching out. I sold the Intrepid as well. I have a new large format camera that maybe I'll show you guys by the end of this video. I haven't thought about that yet. But I have a new 4x5 camera, and I have the Pentax 6x7. The reason I switched to the Pentax 6.7 back from the RB is because I do think there's something about the Pentax lenses that it just really gives it that large format look. Really not sure what I feel like you could shoot the 90mm Mamiya lens on the RB next to the 90mm here on the Pentax, the exact same settings, and there's something about the Pentax that it just really lends itself to that large format look. And I'm about to be working on a pretty big project for the next few months, mainly shooting it on my large format camera, but I'm going to be shooting some medium format as well because I don't have that much money. You know, this is going to be an expensive project. As much as I would love to shoot absolutely all of it on 4x5, I don't have those kinds of funds, but I wanted to make sure that all of the images, whether they were shot on medium format or large format, just all kind of flowed together. And I think with this lineup that I have now, that it's really gonna work out that way. But yeah, let's talk about a couple of my favorite images. So I'm a big fan of this image here, the Mitsubishi forklift. That was actually the very last image I took that day. The sun was starting to get a little low, as you can see. I hadn't opened up the 90mm lens all the way yet because the sun was getting low, and the forklift was like in that shaded alley and everything. I was able to, it gave me an excuse to open up the lens to 2.8 and just really see what I could get. And I'm super happy with how this one came out. I love the depth of field it got. The colors are phenomenal. You know, believe it or not, Portra 400 does not always have to look pastel and overblown. I know that's how most people shoot it and see it nowadays, and I've got nothing against that look. I love that look. I do that too, but it has a time and a place. Portra 400, when shot at box speed and metered appropriately, you know, really does have a nice contrast to it that I just absolutely love. And I think this image is a fine example of those colors and contrast that you can get with Portra 400. Next up, I really liked this image here of the New York Super Styles storefront and the street. This was shot on the Portra 160VC that expired in 2002. So that roll, I was metering that roll at an ISO of 64, so I was overexposing it by like a stop and a half or so, just to Portra. It never hurts to overexpose it, and with it being expired, I just wanted to be on the safe side and overexpose it by a little bit, just to make sure I didn't get any muddied images or anything. And I really, really like the way the colors lended themselves to this image. All of the VC images did have a slight color cast to them. There is a slight magenta cast, and I think it just really worked out well with this image. As I had mentioned, I'm getting ready to start working on a new project, and we went to Union because I'm going to be working on this project solely in Spartanburg County. And I haven't started on it yet, but I really wanted to just kind of exercise my eye a little more and get reacquainted with walking around small towns and stuff and just shooting. It's been a little while since I've done anything like that. That used to be pretty much all I did. But, you know, we tend to stay close to home these days. If we do go out, it's on a hike or something like that, just away from people. But, you know, luckily, small towns here in South Carolina don't really have a ton of people wandering around them, so it's not too concerning. But it did feel good to just get out and walk around, you know, the few blocks that are Union, South Carolina. I grew up like skateboarding on these streets and everything, so it's been a while since I've wandered around that area. It was pretty cool. I'm like showing Hillary, you know, just all the old skate spots and everything that we used to hit up. So yeah, it was kind of cool reliving all that, and it did, like, seeing these images got me psyched, and really psyched to get started on this new project that I'll be talking to you guys more about that with next week's video. Can't quite talk about it just yet, but by the time next week's video rolls out, I will be able to talk about it. So until then, I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on the images that I made while we were walking around Union that day. And if you liked the video, as always, feel free to give it that thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, you can give it the thumbs down. I don't like that as much, but hey, you're entitled to your opinion. And if you're new here and you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That just helps me out, you know, getting those numbers up there, getting the videos out there. Yeah, just helps spread the word around. there is a print store where you guys can go to purchase prints. All of that money just goes towards helping me out here, keeping the film fridge stocked, keeping the gas tank full, and yeah, keeping my lights on here at the house. That way I can just keep these videos coming for you guys. So yeah, all print purchases are always greatly appreciated. Thank you to everyone who does buy prints. I absolutely love you guys. If you're not already, you can head over to Instagram, give me a follow at Zach Parks Photo, and that's gonna do it, guys. Until next time, y'all just stay safe out there, keep shooting, and I'll see you next week. Take it easy.